Hey guys, I got an awesome video for you folks. Roll the intro. What's going on, Links? It's your man's Faker here, and because gas is just so expensive,
I have no money!
food is even more expensive.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce.
And it literally takes 3 weeks for me to receive packages.
You've got mail!
I decided that I was gonna build you guys the best $50 deck that money can make. This week, I wanted to showcase one of the oldest strategies that came out from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains anime series. And this deck is actually one of my favorites, and a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Judges really love this deck. What deck am I talking about? It's the Spellcaster Ladies, the Altergeist. So if you've been living under a bubble, I'm gonna tell you what Altergeist is all about. Popularized in the awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, Ghost Girl, one of the characters who piloted Altergeist, made this deck very special for me because she's a waifu. Anyways, Altergeists are ghosts that pretty much haunt your favorite electronics. I mean, shoot, their Multi-Faker is hacking his mouse. I don't know how it's doing it. It's a ghost. A ghost. Anyways, Altergeist is one of those mid-range and control decks that is kind of like building towers, like most Cybers decks. They're protect the towers type of strategies. It is also a trap deck because you run a doo-doo ton of trap cards. Now that you know the gist of Altergeist, let me show you guys or tell y'all what cards are in it. So the very first monster that's in our deck is Altergeist Kankiri. Kankiri is mainly here because it's supposed to help us protect our big boss monsters from battle. One of its cool effects is when your opponent declares an attack, you can negate the attack in order to special summon Altergeist Kankiri. That's the only reason why you run it, and it's usually seen as a one-of. In this version, it is also a one-of. The next monster that's in our deck is Altergeist Marionetter. Marionetter is our best normal summon because when Marionetter is normal summoned, we can automatically set a Altergeist trap from our deck. One of its cool effects, which allows you to do a loop, is you can target one Altergeist monster in the field and one Altergeist monster in the graveyard and essentially just swap positions with it. So you can send the one on the field to the graveyard and the other one back to the field. I really like that effect. It does come in clutch sometimes, but you never ever really use it. The third monster that is in our deck is Altergeist Multi-Faker. Multi-Faker is the best special summon because as long as a trap is activated, Multi-Faker can come right out of your hand. One of its cool effects is when Multi-Faker is special summoned to the field, you can special summon another Altergeist monster from the graveyard. So if you already have a set trap card such as Personal Spoofing, Altergeist Manifestation, you can bring out Multi-Faker to bring out another Altergeist monster, which will allow you to link Climb. The next card that's in our deck is going to be Altergeist Meluseek. One of the cool effects that Meluseek does is it can attack directly. Although it's a weak monster, its other effect is if the attack directly is successful, you can send one card to the graveyard. That does come in clutch, especially against Kashtira. Other than that, if Altergeist Meluseek is sent to the graveyard, you can actually search for another Altergeist monster. So you could basically search for Multi-Faker for next turn. The next monster that is in our deck is Altergeist Pukari. Now, I only run 2 Pukari because this is kind of like the microcoder of Altergeist, where you can special summon a Altergeist monster from the extra deck using Altergeist Pukari as link material for one from your hand. One of the clutch things is it recurs itself from the graveyard versus microcoder, which searches, the Signet spell or traps. In the Signet combo, you gotta search the codec. At least with Pukari, you don't need to. And the final card that we're running is one copy of Altergeist Silquitous. Silquitous' effect is you can quick effect and the And the last monster that we're running is one copy of Altergeist Silquitous. As far as hand trap monsters, I'm trying to keep this deck as consistent as possible, so I'm running 2 copies of Drolan Lockbird, mainly protecting us for that super heavy samurai battle, and of course Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Again, I'm only running 2 of those 2 hand traps, mainly because our budget did not allow me to add any more. So I tried to maximize some more floodgates, because we need to run floodgates in a deck like this, because it is a control style strategy. Next, let's talk about some consistency cards. So we're running 2 copies of Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This is mainly to stop our opponent from activating spell cards. Do keep in mind all the Altergeist monsters are spellcasters. Secret Village of the Spellcasters allows our opponent to not activate any spell cards if they do not have a spellcaster. So because our deck is mainly spellcasters, we'll be totally fine. The next consistency card is Pot of Extravagance. You could easily put Pot of Prosperity in here, but it's gonna boost the value of the deck. But this is fine because you're just gonna shuffle and then banish through your 6 to draw more cards. And because I love drawing cards, I am also running the 1 copy of Upstart Goblin, because drawing cards is awesome. Next is going to be our trap lineup. We play a lot of traps here. So first, we're running the 1 copy of the continuous trap card, Altergeist Protocol. Altergeist Protocol pretty much protects our Altergeist monsters' effects, because Altergeist monsters cannot be negated as long as Protocol is on the field. Another reason why Altergeist Protocol is good is because it is another onboard negation, because you can send another Altergeist monster to the graveyard to negate an effect. The next card is Altergeist Manifestation, which is basically the monster reborn for Altergeist. The next trap card is going to be Altergeist Haunted Rock. Because this deck loses so hard to evenly matched, we needed something to negate a trap card, so something like Altergeist Haunted Rock does help with that a lot. And the final Altergeist trap card is Altergeist Spoofing. Basically, this is the Rhoda for a deck, and if you don't know, Altergeist Spoofing, once per turn, you can shuffle 1 Altergeist card from your hand or face up from the field, and then you can add a Altergeist monster from your deck to the hand. Essentially, this allows us to shuffle and reshuffle our hand so we get the right card that we need for any situation. Keep in mind that all the Altergeist monsters can shuffle back these trap cards. That's why the ratios are very weird looking, because all the traps are recyclable in this deck. For the rest of the trap cards, first I'm running everyone's favorite floodgate, Skill Drain. This deck can actually run really well under Skill Drain, so I'm not too worried having Skill Drain in this deck. This card can easily be swapped, or if it does get banned, it can be changed to some other cards. But because this current format allows it, I'm just going to keep the Skill Drain in the deck. The next card is going to be Solemn Strike. Because we're in a format where monster effects are very strong, we need something to counteract with those. This actually can be Solemn Judgment, but because of the budget that we're constricted to, it just doesn't help there. And also, I hate Floowandereeze, so this is just going to take care of them for me. Next card is going to be Metaverse. Metaverse is the best card because it's basically the trap version of Demise of the Land, which lets us activate Secret Village right from the deck. And then, of course, we got Torrential Tribute to destroy all those monsters on the field. We're basically nuking the field and starting from a brand new board state. And the final card that we're running is Dogmatika Punishment. Because the extra deck is pretty much really settled out for us, we don't really need much of the extra deck monsters, which gives us a lot more space to run very strong extra deck monsters that can get rid of some poo-poo stuff. So while we're on the subject of Dogmatika Punishment targets, let's talk about our extra deck. First off, our first Dogmatika Punishment target is going to be Elder Entity Intis, which basically destroys a monster. The next one is going to be Mirror Logic Aggregator, which negates the effects of one card on the field. The next one is going to be Wind Pegasus Adagnister, because that lets us shuffle back a card on the field. And the very last Dogmatica Punishment card is Tri-Brigade Arms Bucephalus II. When it's sent to the graveyard, we can banish all our opponent's monsters, basically resetting the game for our opponent. I love it so much, especially in a deck that can OTK very quickly. As far as the links go, we're running one copy of Relinquished Anima to get rid of some pesky monsters that our opponent summons in zones 2 and 4. Of course, we gotta run Link Karibo because we hate Nibiru. The other Link 2 in here I'm running is Any Charmer. For this instance, I'm running Lina because of Super Heavy Samurais, but it could be any other Link 2, or you could change this to a different monster. The next extra deck monster is going to be triple copies of Altergeist Hextria, who is itself an onboard negate by tributing one of our Altergeist monsters, and can be a big monster to deal with. So really good to run this. You could run it at a lower number, but I find 3 is better because this allows us to link climb. Next, I'm on the 2 copies of Altergeist Prime Banshee. This was the original OTK package of the deck, but I feel that 2 is better because 1 doesn't really cut it as much. The second one does come in clutch most opportunity. And the last Altergeist Link monster that we're running is 1 copy of Altergeist Memory Gant. Memory Gant is pretty much our tower and is pretty much the ultimate one that we want to bring out. Its one main effect is we contribute 1 monster that is linked to it to gain attack equal to it. Another cool thing is when it destroys a monster, it can destroy another monster. And as long as this card is on the field, if it does get destroyed, we can banish 1 monster from our graveyard to protect it. So Memory Gant is kind of like the better Access Code Talker because it kind of has protection and we didn't need to use IP. The final Link monster in here is pretty much Access Code on a budget in Borrelsword Dragon. If you're unaware, Borrelsword Dragon can attack continuously. I left the effect up here, that way you can read it, but this is pretty much the budget staple Access Code at this point, so Borrelsword Dragon. Anyway guys, that is my $50 Yu-Gi-Oh! Budget deck for Cyberstorm Access this upcoming format. Let me know what you guys think about the deck in the comment below. I'm testing out this brand new video style where I'm actually standing. I'm kind of cringy when I'm doing it, so I'm still learning how to do this. It's actually the first time I'm scripting my content now, so please let me know how bad I did in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later.